I will show you how to graph, and so the rest for homework will be 9 to 11. I'll do 9, but you do 10, 11, as well as 29 to 30. It's still a good practice to find all those points and sketch some of those, okay? So let's go to 9 here. First thing I want you to do is arrowheads and X, Y, right? In fact, I'll give you a little checklist under this graph here. You need intercepts, vertex, an appropriate scale for both axes, and then labels. And for labels, I mean axes and equation. Add this to your study sheets, because for every single graph that you do, I'm going to be looking for these things. Okay. All right, so, and I highlighted in pink, I highlighted the intercepts, so the y-intercept, x-intercept, and the vertex. These three are crucial for any graph. Okay, so look at the x-intercepts. You're going from 40 to 10, or so 10 and 40. You need to include 10 and 40. And for your vertex, you go as low as or as high as 112. Notice that we know this is going to be pointing down, right? But you go as high as 112 here. So you got to watch out for that. You need to make sure you can include that in your graph. And what about my y-intercept? You go as low as -200 for the y-intercept. So all these points are going to give you some reference. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose to go up by 10 along and just be consistent. I'm looking for consistent spacing, whether you do this by hand or you do it with a grid. Just be consistent when you go up. So if you're going up by 10 along the x-axis, you do that with like the entire axis. You can't change the amount you go up by just because it doesn't fit. You're not allowed to do that. So I'm going up by 10s. And sorry I'm zoomed out, I know, but I want to have those points here, the pink ones. Okay, so what about my y-axis? Let's try this. If I go up by 10, there's no way I'm going to fit my -200 here, correct? So I'm going to go 50, 100, 150, 200, that will work. If I go up by 50, so every so often, this is going to be -50, -100. So this is how you do your scaling. And good thing we have our calculator to help us with that. And so guess what? If you're going 50 here, you also need to go up 50 in the positives. You can't change that. Is that going to work for us? Because how high did the vertex go again? The y value is 112. No problem. We'll fit that in. Okay. So the scaling is crucial. Now let's plot those points. All I need you is to plot them. I don't need you to label them, because you already told me what those points are here. So 0, -200, let's do that one first. Right down here, a nice big dot there. Okay, then you're going to plot your vertex. It's at 25, 112. So I go 10, 20. Where's 25 going to be? It's going to be between 20 and 30, right? So I kind of just go up and I go 50, 100. Think about it this way. If you go here, this is between 100 and 150. That's 125. So you want to be a bit lower, approximately there. We're not going to go with a laser and make sure, right? Like it's close enough, right? So you've got that. Let's put our x-intercepts. One is at, should I use a pen for that one? One is right here, and the other one is right here. So now you have everything you need to plot this thing. So watch what I do. You can do what you want, but for it to look good, I usually start at the vertex. You don't go straight to your x-intercept. You kind of go out a little bit and then you curve down, because we do care about the shape. Okay, and then you go arrowhead like that. It's a bit of an art. So maybe go light at first and then just make it a little darker, but don't go straight. Don't make it a V at the vertex. You don't want a V, a sharp V. You want it to curve a little, so go out just a little bit and then curve down and make it look good. Then I go back to my vertex and I try to mimic this one, making sure I go through the x-intercept there. So I go like this. And you can just go like that, that's fine. That has all the attributes of a parabola. Okay, it looks like a parabola, we know it opens down. And last but not least, I already labeled my axes. I need to label the equation. So you just basically somewhere on this graph copy down the actual equation, and now you get 100% on a graph like that. So you've done already the hard work of finding the points. Now you need to just graph it, plot it. So here's something I need to tell you though. If you pick a different scale, your graph is going to look different, but I don't really care as long as you're consistent, right? So if you go up by 20 along the x-axis, so every mark that you have on there that's consistently spaced out, you're going up by 20s, this graph would have been a lot narrower, but I don't care. As long as what I will be looking at is like, okay, you're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every 5 boxes is so much for you. And if you don't, all of a sudden you have a gap, then you will lose a mark for the scale being off, right? So you got to be careful there. You can then go to your y-axis and have a different scale there that is acceptable. So within the axes, it has to be the same though, okay? So that's that. This one is, so I'll let you do 10 and 11 on your own. Yeah. 1 second, I'm just thinking here. If I should do one, oh, there's a video on it. There's a video on the 29 to 30 because that one isn't as pretty, right? Doesn't have those boxes. I'll show you what I mean. What do you mean, Mr. Rickson? So it doesn't have any grids, right? So you kind of have to be an artist here. So you just say, okay, I'm going to go up by this much every time. So just keep it about the same spacing, right? That's all I'm asking. I don't need you to be like, I'm not going to go with a ruler, but I need you to have it. Like if I see you going up like this and all of a sudden you go up like that, I can see, right? And you'll lose marks there. So just make sure, watch the video if you're stuck, but I would really encourage you to also do at least one of these ones back here with a grid, like with axes that don't have a grid, okay? So you're still comfortable with that. Okay, I'm gonna give you the rest of the class to do at least 10 and 11. I'll be around if you need help. And that's your goal for tomorrow, to know how to graph, okay?